Hello, my peeps. I have a box here I got from Gemstone Orphanage. I forget why I got it, but it's full of beautiful, beautiful beads. Isn't that pretty? That's pretty. This looks like a little springtime. Woo! There it goes. Okay. This is part of the toggle clasp. And then I got all this turquoise. So this is the rest that came in there. So I have a glue-on bail. So I'm going to glue on my cabochon. And a cabochon is domed on one side and flat on the other. And that is called a cabochon. So I haven't really there. Okay, I have some glue here. Epoxy, and it's 2-part epoxy. So I'm going to take the lid off. Got it. I'm going to try and squeeze them evenly, but it don't really seem to squeeze out evenly. Because I only need a wee bit. I want some of that yellow because that's the hardener. There. Let's wipe this off. That wiped off. There. Okay, I'll put the lid back on. And stick that away. And my little toothpick. And I'm going to mix. One's the epoxy, the other part is the hardener. So you just got to mix them very well together, because if you don't get it mixed very well, it will never set up. Never, 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 ever set up. So I like to mix a little while, just to make sure it's good and mixed up. Okay. I think that's good. Okay. I'm going to, see, I don't like working on here. Why did I do that? Let's do this. Okay. See, I got more than I needed. A lot more. Okay. Well, I got a lot on there. And now I'm just going to get it on there and then just press it. And then I want to make sure it's centered. Let's do it upside down. It's easier. Upside down. There we go. I gotta wipe my fingers off. I got some handy wipes. That looks well centered, don't it? Okay, we'll just give this time to dry. And I'm going to just set it off over here. There we go. I didn't even get any on here. Good. Okay, let's get rid of this. Get it out of the way. Throw it away. I'm just going to throw it away. Throw it away. And then wipe down my stick. My handy wipe. Put it back in the drawer. Okay. Now, I'm going to bead the rest of this. Well, I can't really bead it until that is dry because that's going to go right here. I'm frustrated. Okay, this is 0.019. It's 49 strand, 0.019, and it's 0.48 millimeters. So this is 0.012. You can see the difference in how big they are. How big the 19 is compared to the 0.012. 0.012 is more for like your delicate beads, your gemstones, your pearls. And then this is more for your medium, your everyday use. And then there's also a 0.024, which is even thicker than this for your heavy beads. So that is what I use every day, is 49 strand, 0.019 inches. And we're just going to wait for that to dry. Oh, I gotta take a drink. Sorry. Now, I thought I'd hurry up and get this done. I have my dad's, what do you call it? The VFW is like doing their color guard thing. And then the gun salute for my dad being in the Army. So I'm sitting here trying to get a necklace made real quick. And it might go with my shirt. Here's the color of my shirt. So I'm like, I just might wear it as soon as I get done with it. I got a nice big lobster claw clasp. I have a double Rollo chain that I'm going to use. This is a double Rollo. I'm going to use for a chain. And then I have some jump rings over here. And that should do it. See, the glue is a little overdone, but I'd rather have it over. I want to try and squish it. Yeah. Then have, I don't mind this. This don't bother me. They have the glue around it like that. It looks like there's a hair there. There. That don't bother me. Ooh, it's off center. Get that back center. Get it centered and then leave it alone. Okay, I'm going to set it back down. I don't know how I got it off center. Yeah, there we go. Okay, leave it set. It's supposed to set in 5 minutes. I just knocked something. Oh, cardboard. Just knock this onto the floor. So, I got me a new pair of pliers. Little flush cutters. They are the Lindstrom. I expected them to be like a bigger pair of pliers, but they're not. They just fit right in my hand. So, nice. I thought they were going to be like big and bulky, but they're not. These were expensive. They're not cheap. I got this one on Amazon. I seen them somewhere. They were like $100. And then I seen that, okay, they're $100, but you get 50% off. So that was $50. I'm like, holy smokes, for a pair of flush cutters. And then I went to Amazon and it was only $37, $38, something like that. 38, I think it was. So I'm like, sold. So I bought them from Amazon. All right, let's get this one out of the way. This little one. Roll it up. Roll it out, roll it. I don't know where I got this from either. I clear my desk, but I don't always clear it right away. So then when I do clear it, I'm like, I don't know where certain things came from, where I'm going to put them back. This will just go back with all my wires. All my wires up here. Oh my goodness. I have so many beads. So many beads. And there's more coming in. I have 3 subscriptions. 1 to the Bargain Bead Box. 1 to Craftica. And now I'm doing a new one, which is Dollar Bead Box. So I got new. Plus, I buy from Gemstone Orphanage every once in a while. Like once a month. So, and here's more turquoise stuff, but this has got a gold wash. This is silver, so I stuck with the silver. So I was going to use some of those beads, but nope. Nope. It has the gold wash, and I need the silver. So, what's new for you guys? All right, I'm going to wait. I'm going to shut this off, and as soon as this is dry, I'll come back and we'll throw this together. And I am back. Here we have the finished product. And it does have glue on the outside, but you know what? I like it to be substantial enough to where it's going to hold forever and ever and ever. All right, well, here's our pendant. I thought these would go with that. Obviously the turquoise, and there's a little bit of gold there, but I decided because the bail was silver, I put some silver findings from my stash in there. And then we're going to dress up our pendant. So I have these fancy head pins. Pretty, and then put this bead on. And then we're just going to do a simple loop. So we're going to bend it at the top of the bead, all the way over, 90-degree angle. And then we're going to snip it off. Depends on how big you want your loop, on how much you snip off. And I'm going to snip off right about there. And then we're going to roll it back. And I'm checking back here with this finger to make sure I can't feel it. And then go. There's my loop. I gotta get it closed. There we go. Gotta have it all the way closed or your chain's gonna slip out. Okay, so now I want to put it onto my chain. We're gonna open this up just a little bit, and then we're gonna slip on our chain. Maybe I needed to slip it out just a little bit more. There we go. I got it. And then we're going to close it up nice and snug. And there is one. Then we're going to do a second one. Simple loop. Bend at the top of the bead. And this 90-degree angle. And then we're going to snip off a little bit. And then we're going to roll it back. And roll. nice and snug. Come on. I go past and then come back there. Now, I'm going to open it up a little bit. Slip on this chain. Close it up. Nice and snug. Now we have our second one. And they're two different lengths. Now I'm going to open up this jump ring. We need our bent nose and our flat nose. This is your flat nose. This is your bent nose. And we're going to just tweak it open. And we're going to put both chains on. This. And then our pendant. And then this on the other side. And then we're going to close it up. There we go. Now, we have a little fancy pendant. A little something pretty. Alrighty, so now we want to string this. Get these tools put away. Put them back in the caddy. Don't need them. There we go. Okay, doke. Then I'm going to use my 49 strand, which has 49 strands of stainless steel in here. It gives you a diagram of all the 49 strands that are in there. And then there's a clear coat. And this is 0.019 inches, which is your average bead. I have a smaller one off to the side here. Well, what did I do with it? I wrapped it up and put it away. Never mind. They have different sizes. 0.0112 for like your delicate beads. And then this is for your average. And they do have a heavier one for hefty beads. So let's get started. I always work off the spool. I feel like there's less waste that way. And I brought these in from my stash. Little silver triangles. Spacer beads. They got a little bit of a fastening on the outside edge. So this is what you see. Isn't that cool? That is so cool. All right, let's get to stringing the rest. Get this done. I think I can get this done. I want to hurry up and get this done before I gotta leave. My dad's celebration of life is today, and I have a feeling we're gonna be busy. My poor knee. I have osteoarthritis in my left knee, and it just ain't catching a break. Oh my goodness. All right, I did something wrong here. I already did something wrong. I'm like, something's going wrong already. There's two of these, then this. Yesterday was the color guard ceremony. And now today is the celebration of life. And tomorrow is rest. No, I have to take pictures of all of my jewelry that I've made here. I made these rings. Isn't it cool? I made them. It's what is this? Not aquamarine. Oh, I forget what it was. Oh, I'm trying to think. Now I can't think what it is. Amazonite. Amazonite, a little turquoise bead. Okay, now we're going to slip on our pendant. And then this should sit in between these two large beads. So that's the way it's going to look. No, we don't want it there. We want the beads right up and next. There we go. So we don't want this to be on our beading wire like that. It'll wear at it. But I thought that looked pretty. Nice. Something different. Throw some chains in the front. Spacer bead. Medium bead. I believe these are just glass, turquoise glass beads. I got them from Gemstone Orphanage. It came in a bag. I forget what I got the bag for. In fact, I got the auction winnings, and I got it in the mail. And I'm like, I didn't order anything from Gemstone Orphanage. And it took me a minute. I'm like, oh yeah, I won the auction one. There was a, what did I bid on? It was picture jasper with tiger eye. Oh, it was gorgeous. Where's my other bead? Oh, nope, there's not another one. Just one. Yeah, there. And then we got a medium. And then the spacer bead. And then a large. So we start out large, we end large. And there it is. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Crimp bead. Slip that on. And then a wire guard. Here's your wire guard. It's a horseshoe type thing. It has, oops, 2 holes on the bottom. So you stick your wire in one of them. Whoops. Yep, I got it. Bring it in. And then there's a groove over here. Bring it over the groove and back down the other side in that hole. And then back through, whoops, back through the crimp bead. And then pull down. And then this is going to be your waist, so I try not to waste as much as possible, so I make it small. And separate the wires. Then we're going to crimp. So we get out our crimps, crimp pliers. And we're going to go in the back groove where there's a tooth there that's going to put an indent, and then we're going to round it out with the second groove. So back groove first, squeeze. Front groove, turn sideways, squeeze. And there you go. You have your crimp all crimped up, ready to go. Snip. Snip. There we go. That was a quiet snip. Okay, now we're going to shove everything this way. And we want it snug, but not too snug. And we'll snip this off. Get the wire out of the way. Another crimp bead. And a wire guard. In one side, up and over, down the other side. And back through the crimp bead. Get it in the right. There we go. Oh. There we go. Pull it up. Oh, no, no, no. Oh my goodness. I didn't cut myself off a large enough wire, I guess. All right, pull this up. Get this through the crimp bead. And then pull. There we go. Now, we don't want this too tight. We want it good, yep. We want that nice and snug. So it's snug. but not too snug. You want some fluidity here. You don't want it too loose. You don't want it too tight. You want some fluidity, and if you have it too tight, your beads are gonna, there's a certain bead, one of these will crack and then it'll come off and then you're out of sequence. So we're gonna snug that up, and now we're gonna crimp it. See how it's off to the side? You can manage that by just going right back through a bead. And I'm trying to get it before it goes in through some more beads here. Here we go. There we go. Snug it up. And now it's standing straight up. And we're going to go to the back groove, give it a little bit of room there. So we don't want to crimp the wire guard. Whoops, I was trying to pull down on it. Get it in the groove. There we go. Pull down, get the wire. There we go. And squeeze. Turn in the front and squeeze. Whoops. And then I try to, I don't know why, but I try to pull that wire back out so it can get snipped off. Because you snip it off down here, I'm afraid it'll just get loose and it'll poke and be uncomfortable. So should I pull it back through or just leave it alone? Am I pulling on the wrong side? I thought it was that side. Hang on. Okay. Get rid of our tools. Okay, now up here, let's see how long this is. I want to see how long I made it. Check how long it is. It is 10 inches. Just a little over. Quarter, 10 and a quarter. About 10 and a quarter inches. So, if we only want to make an 18 inch, we only need 4 inches of wire on each side. There we go. 4 inches of wire on each side, or what chain. So we're only needing 4 inches. Why I put my spool away, I don't know. Because we got to snip off some. So we got, these are stainless steel chain. So I will snip off right here. And then I can put away my measuring tape. And then I usually use, oh, no, can't pick it up. There we go. Just a nail wire. Put the chain back on. Right at the tip. And now we'll just measure down. And then that way we'll have an even necklace. So you don't have to measure again. Just go down and snip. And there we have it. Pull that out. Now I still have some more chain left. And we're going to put on, whoops, get this out of here. And then we put on some jump rings. And I use that with my bent nose and my flat nose. Hold on to this side. Just use your right hand and tweak it open. And you want to slide this on, and then the chain. There we go. Now we got it. We'll close it up. There we go. There's one side. Well, we can do a jump ring at the top of the chain. And we're going to leave this side alone and just tweak it open with our right. Put the chain on. The pliers are magnetized. And then give it some room so we can get our clasp on. Oh, it's a thick. Everything's thick. And I'm sure, yep, I lost my, give me my pliers here. So needle nose pliers. Well, maybe today was not the day to make a video. All right, hang on to it. Shove that through. And now this needs room to get through, so wreck my fingernail polish. There we go. And I didn't hang on to it. Oh my goodness. Hang on to it. Put the chain through. It almost went on the floor. My shirt caught it. And I don't know why I'm having such problems. All I need to do is put the clasp on and close it up. Here's our clasp. And then we're going to close it up with the needle nose and the bent nose. It's not, we got stuff in there. It's a little harder to get to. The jump ring. There we go. There's one side. Now, excuse me, this side. There it is. Yeah, today was not the day. Well, these little jump rings don't help. I think these are 5mm. Very small, hard to work with, obviously. We're going to put the necklace on first, and we'll put the chain on, close it up, like that. And then we'll go to the other end, hang on to it, open it up, give it some room, and got that on. This jump ring is already open, so we will close it up on here. And then we're going to get this one onto that jump ring for the big clasp to hook around and close. It's like, should we put on an extender or just leave it? I want it to be a short necklace. Oh. All right, now we have our necklace. Just ain't the same laying it out than hanging it. There. There's our necklace. Perfect. Well, that's the end of this video, so please hit subscribe. I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers. And if you don't want to hit subscribe, hit the like button. Thank you, and check out my Etsy shop. And as always, happy beading.